Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Profit Driven channel. I'm Maya, and today we're doing things a little different. And I'm honestly so excited because we're talking about AI agents, not chatbots, not write me an email, not those cute little tools that just talk. I mean AI that can actually do work across company systems. The kind that has executives doing that thing where they smile, but their eyes are panicking. And here's the twist. This episode is basically a live-style Q&A. Yep, your questions straight from the audience. Some are hilarious, some are a little yikes, some are super curious, and we're reading them all. With me is Dr. Peter, enterprise operations and management expert, someone who's seen companies use AI agents for real ROI, and also seen it go, oops, when people rush it without guardrails. So today, we're not just explaining what AI agents are, we're breaking it down in plain language, answering the questions everyone's really asking, and we're keeping it fun, practical, and real. Peter, welcome back. And are you ready for the audience to put you on the spot?
Thanks, Maya. Yeah, I'm excited. Also slightly nervous because half the audience is like, this is the future, and the other half is like, this is the end. So let's keep it honest and simple.
Yep, honest and simple and fun. Okay, first audience message right away because people came in hot. Okay, be honest. Can an AI agent fire me, or does it at least need HR approval first?
That's a perfect opener. No, an agent shouldn't be firing anyone. If your agent can fire people, your governance is, how do I say it politely? Non-existent. Here's the real answer. Agents can be built to recommend actions, but employment actions need human accountability, checks, and legal compliance. Agents should not have permissions to do irreversible, high-stakes actions like terminating access permanently without approval. So agents can support HR, like drafting onboarding checklists, compiling performance data, summarizing feedback, but the decision is human, and the system must enforce that.
Okay, good. So no robot HR villain arc. Yet. All right, Peter, in plain English, what is an AI agent?
Okay, plain English. An AI agent is a system you can give a goal, like resolve this ticket or follow up this lead, and it can plan the steps and take actions using tools. Think of the difference like this. A chatbot is like someone you can talk to. An agent is like someone you can talk to who can also open your laptop, log into the systems, and actually do the tasks.
So it's not just a talker, it's a doer.
Exactly. That's why it's powerful, and why it's risky.
Wait, how does it do? Does it click buttons like a human?
Good interjection. It can do work through APIs, best. It calls business systems in a controlled way. Workflow platforms. The agent triggers steps inside a process engine. UI automation, or RPA sometimes. It clicks screens like a robot. APIs are like a clean doorway. UI clicking is like sneaking through a window. It works until the window moves.
Oops. Okay, give us the clean definitions. Automation versus copilot versus agent.
All right. Automation, rules, or RPA. If X, then Y. No thinking. Great for stable, repetitive tasks. Copilot, assistant, helps humans write, summarize, suggest, brainstorm. Human still executes. Agent, agentic AI, can decide steps and execute actions across systems under constraints.
Okay, so automation is a checklist robot, copilot is a writing buddy, agent is a junior employee that can run errands, digitally.
Yep, exactly.
Can I name my agent Steve and tell people Steve is handling it?
You absolutely can. People do this, and it's fun. But I'll warn you, if Steve makes a mistake, you need to know exactly what Steve did. So naming is fine, but behind the scenes, you need audit logs, permissions, and ownership. It's cute until Steve refunded the wrong customer. Then it's not cute. Then it's Steve, come outside.
Steve come outside is wild. Okay, benefits. And please, no fluffy innovation talk.
Deal. 5 practical benefits. 1. Cost to serve reduction.
Agents reduce the cost per transaction by handling repeatable parts of work: customer service, IT help desk, HR onboarding, procurement requests, invoice status checks. Imagine a support team gets 10,000 tickets a month. A big chunk are routine, like reset password, where is my order, update address. If an agent handles 50 to 70% safely, humans focus on the tricky cases.
So humans stop wasting brain power on copy-paste issues.
Exactly, and that reduces burnout too.
If my AI agent makes a mistake, can I blame it like we blame the printer?
That's funny, and also the biggest governance trap. You can't blame the agent. The accountability belongs to whoever deployed it and approved its permissions. That's why companies need a simple rule: humans own outcomes. Agents execute under policy. Printers don't send refunds. Agents can, so accountability must be tighter.
So, no, the agent did it defense. Okay. 2. Productivity and throughput.
This is huge. A lot of office work is swivel chair work, moving info between tools. Agents can summarize calls and update CRM, draft responses, route approvals, create tickets, follow up automatically. Mini story: a sales team loses deals because they don't follow up within 5 minutes. Humans can't always do that. An agent can respond immediately, qualify, schedule, and push it to the right rep.
Okay, that's actually so real. Speed wins.
3. Revenue uplift. Agents help revenue by doing follow-through humans delay. Lead qualification, retention outreach, renewal reminders, quote generation. In simple terms, agents reduce dropped balls. Dropped balls are expensive.
Can the agent attend meetings for me and just send a summary like they argued for 45 minutes?
Honestly, yes. That's one of the better uses. Meeting summarization plus action items is practical. But here's the deeper value. The agent can also create tasks, assign owners, schedule follow-ups, and update project tools. That's where it becomes an agent, not just a note-taker.
So it's not just what happened, it's what gets done next.
Exactly. 4. Risk reduction and compliance. Agents can enforce policy steps consistently: approvals, documentation, checks. Humans skip steps when stressed. Agents don't get tired.
Unless they hallucinate.
Yep, which is why we put guardrails. Coming soon. 5. Better employee experience. Agents remove drudgery, copy-paste, chasing approvals, updating records. People spend more time on judgment and relationships.
If the agent schedules meetings, can it also cancel the ones that should have been emails?
That should be the first product every company buys. But seriously, agents can enforce meeting hygiene, like requiring an agenda, expected decision, and pre-read. If missing, it prompts the organizer. That's a cultural shift tool, not just automation.
Okay, wait, that's actually powerful. A meeting bouncer. Which companies should use agents and who should chill for a minute?
Okay, best fit companies share 4 traits. 1. Digitized work in systems. If work lives in CRM, ERP, ticketing tools, agents can act. If the business runs on paper, WhatsApp voice notes, and memory, start by digitizing. 2. High-volume, semi-structured processes, like customer support, claims intake, procurement, onboarding, reconciliations. 3. Measurable unit economics. If you track cost per ticket, cycle time, error rates, conversion rates, you can prove ROI. 4. Process clarity. If humans can't explain the process, an agent can't safely execute it.
This is a curious one from Paul from LA. Do we need a big data team to use agents, or can small companies do this too?
Great question. Small companies can absolutely do it if they start narrow. You don't begin by building a giant multi-agent system. You start with one workflow, like inbox triage plus CRM update or invoice status responses. The key for small companies is to avoid custom chaos. Use tools that integrate cleanly and keep permissions tight.
So start small, don't cosplay as a Fortune 50?
Exactly. Don't build a spaceship to go to the grocery store.
This is a bit skeptical. Is agentic AI just rebranded automation with fancy marketing?
Fair skepticism. Here's the difference. Automation follows fixed rules. Agents can handle messy inputs and decide steps, but only reliably within boundaries. So yes, marketing is loud, but the real capability shift is decision plus tool use in one loop. That's new. However, if a company lacks governance, they'll experience it as fancy automation that breaks. So the skeptic isn't wrong in practice sometimes.
So it's real, but it can be oversold.
Yep.
Okay, profit. Explain like I'm 5.
Okay, profit is basically money in minus money out. Agents help by lowering cost per transaction, increasing revenue via speed and follow-up, improving cash collection speed. Simple ROI model. Annual value equals volume times time saved labor cost plus error reduction savings plus retention uplift value. Then subtract costs, software, integration, monitoring, governance, and security.
Ooh, this one wants to know the practical use case. James asks, how do we measure ROI without fooling ourselves?
Great. Here's the anti-self-deception checklist. Pick one workflow, measure baseline, time, volume, error rate, customer satisfaction, conversion, backlog. Run agent in a controlled pilot. Measure the same KPIs weekly. Include hidden costs, monitoring, reviews, incident handling. If you can't measure it, it's a demo, not a deployment.
Oof, demo, not deployment. That hits. Okay, the big fear. Jobs, layoffs. People are stressed.
Yeah. Okay, let's be real about this because people either sugarcoat it or panic about it. Agents usually replace tasks first, not hold jobs overnight. And the easiest way to understand that is a job is basically a bundle of tasks. So the question isn't, will AI replace my job? It's which tasks in my job can be automated and what's left for humans.
So it's not like a movie where the robot walks in and everybody goes home.
Exactly. It's way more gradual and sneaky than that. What gets automated first, and why? 1. Routine knowledge work. This is the same pattern, different person type of work. Stuff like answering common questions, drafting basic documents, summarizing conversations, pulling common information from a system, checking policy rules. It's not deep strategy, it's repeatable thinking.
So like the work that feels mentally tiring but doesn't actually require genius.
Yep, it's the I've answered this 400 times work. 2. Copy-paste between systems. This is the classic swivel chair. Email to CRM to spreadsheet to ticketing tool, back to email. Agents are really good at this because they don't get bored, they don't forget, and they can move fast.
And humans hate this stuff. Like you can feel your soul leaving your body.
Exactly. It's not just inefficient, it's demoralizing. 3. Triage and routing. Triage is basically, what is this issue? Who should handle it? What priority is it? A lot of companies waste huge time because tickets sit in the wrong queue. Agents can classify and route instantly.
Okay, so instead of my ticket has been transferred 12 times, it goes to the right person faster.
Yes, and that improves customer experience and internal morale. 4. Repetitive communications. These are messages that are 80% template and 20% personalization. Status updates, confirmations, reminders, follow-ups, we receive your request emails. Agents can handle these really well if you control tone and accuracy.
So the agent becomes the world's most consistent follow-up person.
Yep, no shame, no forgetting, no, I'll reply later. What grows? The new valuable work. 1. Process ownership. When agents take routine execution, companies need people who can define what the process should be, what the exceptions are, what done means, and what metrics matter. So process owners become more important, not less.
So basically, the people who can explain how work flows become very powerful.
Exactly, because agents need clarity. 2. AI operations/QA. Someone has to check outputs, monitor mistakes, tune workflows, update prompts and rules, handle drift over time. This is like quality assurance for digital workers.
So we're basically creating a new job, agent supervisor.
Exactly, and it's a real career path. 3. Security/identity. Agents need access to systems. That means credentials, permissions, audit logs, identity controls. So the security and identity teams get busier because now you're managing non-human workers too.
Non-human workers sounds like a sci-fi sentence.
It does, but it's true. 4. Domain experts who define guardrails. Agents don't know your business. They need domain rules, refund policies, compliance constraints, acceptable language, escalation logic. So you need experts from finance, HR, customer success, legal to encode guardrails.
So it's not just IT people, it's everyone who knows the rules.
Exactly. How companies behave, the 3 patterns. Now, what does this mean for employment? Companies tend to choose one of 3 routes. 1. Leverage. Same headcount, but more output. This is the healthiest version. You keep your people, but the company grows without hiring as fast. Employees handle more volume, quality improves, customer response gets faster.
So this is the we're scaling story, not the we're cutting story.
Yes, this is common in growth companies or companies trying to improve service without burning out staff. 2. Attrition. Don't backfill. This is the quiet version. People leave, someone resigns, retires, transfers, and leadership just doesn't replace them because the agent absorbed some volume.
So no announcement, no drama, but headcount slowly shrinks.
Exactly. It's layoffs without headlines. 3. Layoffs, cost-out strategy. This is the most painful version, and it's usually driven by short-term margin pressure. Leadership says, we can do the same work with fewer people now.
And that's the one that scares everyone.
Yep, and here's the key. The technology makes it possible, but leadership chooses the approach. So employees fear AI most when leadership doesn't communicate intent.
Okay, that was clear. Not scary, but honest. Good. Maya says, I'm genuinely scared. Will agents replace my role in the next 12 months?
I hear that. Here's the honest answer. It depends on your role's task mix and your company's strategy. If your job is mostly routine, repetitive, and system-based, parts of it are automatable. But here's the empowering part. The people who thrive are those who become the person who supervises the agent, not competes with it. Practical advice. Learn 3 skills. 1. How to define a process clearly. 2. How to check outputs, QA mindset. 3. How to improve prompts and workflows. That turns you from replaceable into necessary.
Okay, that's actually encouraging. So it's like, don't fight the tool, learn to drive it.
Exactly.
This is your namesake, Peter, and he says, what happens to entry-level jobs if agents take the beginner tasks people used to learn?
This is a big one, Peter. Companies must redesign entry-level work. Historically, juniors learned by doing repetitive tasks. If agents do those tasks, juniors need new learning paths. Shadowing, problem-solving rotations, customer empathy work, QA and exception handling. Otherwise, we create a missing middle where nobody develops into senior talent. That's a long-term risk.
So the company can't just automate and forget training.
Yep, that would be short-term thinking.
Becky from Montana, if the agent takes my job, can it at least take my Monday meetings too?
It probably can, and it should. But seriously, if agents save time, leaders should reinvest part of that time into higher value work, not just cram more meetings.
Please, leaders, hear that. Okay, risks. Explain it like I'm not technical, but I'm responsible for a business, because yikes.
Perfect. Here's the simple truth. A chatbot that makes stuff up is embarrassing.
An agent that makes stuff up and acts can cause financial loss, data leaks, compliance incidents. Main risk buckets. 1. Prompt injection. Someone tricks the agent into ignoring rules. 2. Over-permissioning. Agent can do too much. 3. Data leakage. Agent exposes private info. 4. Unpredictable edge cases. Weird scenarios it wasn't tested for. 5. No audit trail. You can't prove what happened.
This from Emily in Utah. Could a customer trick our agent into leaking data or issuing refunds?
Yes, Emily, if you're careless, think of an agent like a new employee. Social engineering works if training and controls are weak. So you implement strict identity checks, least privilege, tool permission boundaries, policy rules that require human approval for refunds above a threshold, and monitoring for unusual behavior.
So, Emily, don't let the agent be a naive intern with admin access.
Exactly.
Miller from New York says, what's the worst-case scenario if an agent is over-permissioned?
The worst case, it can change pricing, refund money, alter records, grant access, delete data fast. So you design agents like you design financial controls, segmentation of duties, approval gates, limits, logs, alarms.
Adam from Washington, D.C. says, what permissions should an agent never have?
Good question, Adam. Never give broad admin privileges by default. Specifically, irreversible deletion powers, unrestricted money movement, full access to all customer records, system-wide user management. If it needs some of those, it must be with strict scoping and approvals.
Okay, so, Adam, least privilege isn't optional, it's survival.
Yep.
Sarah Wong from Hong Kong says, if my agent hallucinates, should we, give it therapy?
Miss Wong, therapy won't fix it. Testing and constraints will. Hallucinations are why you restrict tool actions, require references to internal data, enforce ask for clarification behavior, and keep humans in the loop for risky steps.
So, Sarah, therapy equals governance. Let's talk emotions. Why are people terrified and excited at the same time?
Yeah, this is a big one, but I'll keep it real and not preachy. Fear around AI agents doesn't come from people hating technology. It comes from what people imagine will happen to them when the technology shows up, especially when leadership is vague. 1. Job insecurity. When people hear AI that can do work, they immediately translate it to, so my job? And the fear isn't always irrational. Because if someone's role is mostly repeatable tasks, triaging tickets, updating systems, sending routine emails, an agent can do a chunk of that.
Yeah, like people hear efficiency and they hear you're next.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. Fear increases when leadership says, don't worry, but doesn't explain what happens next. People don't need motivational speeches. They need clarity. Which tasks are changing? What new skills are needed? Is there reskilling or redeployment? Or is this a cost-cutting plan? 2. Unclear rules. This one is huge. When rules aren't clear, employees think, am I allowed to use AI at work? Will I get in trouble if I use it? If the AI makes a mistake, who gets blamed? What's confidential? What's okay to paste in?
So basically, people are scared of being punished for doing the wrong thing, even when nobody told them what wrong is.
Yep, and that creates secret use. People use AI quietly, which makes things more risky, not less. 3. Fear of blame. This one is personal. Employees worry, if the agent messes up, will they blame me because I clicked approve? Or if I don't use it, will I be called slow? If I use it and it's wrong, am I negligent? So people feel trapped. Use it and risk blame. Don't use it and risk being labeled outdated.
So either way, it feels like you lose.
Exactly. That's why companies need a clear principle. Humans own decisions. Agents support execution. And responsibilities must be written down. 4. Fear of surveillance. This one is sneaky. AI agents often come with dashboards, logs, analytics, and employees think, oh, so now they'll track every click, every minute, every pause.
Like, AI is here to help, but it feels like it's here to watch.
Exactly. Leaders, if they talk only about productivity and monitoring, employees feel policed, not supported. The solution is how you position it. Use metrics to improve systems, not punish people. Measure outcomes, not micromanage behaviors. Be transparent about what is tracked and why. 5. Leadership using AI as cover for layoffs. This one is the trust breaker. If employees suspect leadership is using AI transformation as a PR-friendly way to cut staff, then every rollout becomes toxic.
Yeah, because then it's like, don't worry, it's just a tool. But people are like, sure.
Yep. And when trust is low, adoption fails. People sabotage, resist, or quietly disengage. The only fix is leadership being honest. Are you using AI to grow, to reduce burnout, to improve service? Or is this a cost-out plan? If it's cost-out, say it and manage it ethically. If it's growth, prove it with training, internal mobility, and clear pathways.
Okay, so bottom line, fear grows in silence, right?
Exactly. Silence creates rumors. Clarity creates stability. And once people feel safe, that's when excitement can actually show up. And this is the part people forget, because it's easy to focus on fear. But excitement is real, and when it's managed well, it's powerful. Let me break it down, but we'll keep it lively. 1. Less drudgery. A lot of people are secretly tired of doing adult copy-paste. You know, those tasks that don't feel like real work but somehow eat your whole day. Updating CRMs, writing the same status email 20 times, chasing approvals, filling forms, moving data from one system to another. Agents take those off your plate.
Yep, like nobody wakes up excited to update a spreadsheet called Final V7.
Exactly. So when people realize, oh, this thing can do the boring parts, they feel relief. 2. Faster work. Speed is exciting because it removes friction. Imagine you're in operations and you need finance approval, procurement, legal, manager sign-off, and each step delays you 2 days. An agent can route it immediately, ping the right people, pre-fill forms, attach the right documents, remind stakeholders, so things move.
So, less waiting for Steve to respond energy.
Yes, and when people experience speed, they feel like the company is finally modern. 3. Fewer errors. Errors happen when humans are overwhelmed, tired, or rushing. Agents can reduce errors by pulling the right data every time, standardizing responses, enforcing required steps, checking against policy. Not perfect. Oops, agents can still make mistakes, but if you design it well, you cut down the common human errors, missing fields, wrong routing, forgotten follow-ups.
So, it's like fewer my bad moments.
Exactly. Less rework, less embarrassment, fewer angry customers. Number 4, creative time. This is a big emotional one. People want to do work that feels meaningful. Solving problems, improving processes, creating strategies, building relationships, designing better experiences. When agents remove repetitive tasks, humans get time back for the work that actually uses judgment and creativity.
Okay, so it's not AI replaces creativity. It can actually make room for it.
Yep, that's the ideal. Agents do repetitive execution, humans do judgment, empathy, and creativity. Number 5, career leverage for people who learn agent management. Now this one is where excitement becomes ambition. When new tools arrive, there's always a group that learns them first. Those people become high leverage. Learning agent management means you can design workflows, define guardrails, supervise agent outputs, troubleshoot issues, improve performance over time. And suddenly, you're not just an employee doing tasks, you're someone who can multiply output.
So, it's like the person who learned Excel early became the office wizard. Now it's the person who learns agents.
Exactly. Same pattern, bigger impact. So excitement comes when people see this isn't just a threat, this could make me faster, more valuable, and more in control of my work.
Okay, good. So the big message is fear happens when it's unclear. Excitement happens when people see benefits and feel safe.
Yep, that's the balance.
Margaret from Westchester, UK says, what if leadership says augmentation, but uses it as a cover for layoffs? She is real scared, and I think a lot of people are in her position right now.
I understand Margaret's fear, but don't you think it would be a trust issue or an excuse to cut cost? The only fix is transparency and policy. Communicate the workforce plan clearly, invest in reskilling, share productivity gains fairly, growth, reduced burnout, upskill staff, redesign jobs. Pure cost-cutting creates short-term profit, but long-term capability loss and reputational damage.
Okay, that was a CEO-level answer. Okay, last section, roadmap. Give us the what do we do next week plan.
Okay, yeah, this is where we make it practical, because if we don't turn this into steps, people just leave the episode like, cool, now what?
Okay, so phase 1, pick boring but valuable. 30 to 60 days.
So first, don't start with the sexiest idea. Start with the boring one that saves money and time. Pick one workflow that has 3 qualities. High volume, it happens a lot. Measurable, you can track time, backlog, cost, and low catastrophic risk. If it messes up, it's annoying, not a lawsuit. Examples, help desk triage, reset password, access request, common IT issues. Invoice status, has it been paid? Where's the invoice? Resend invoice. Lead follow-ups, new lead to qualified to schedule call to update CRM.
So basically, don't start with let the agent run the company. Start with help me sort the inbox.
Exactly. If you can't handle the inbox safely, you're not ready for the big stuff. And in this phase, you're also doing a baseline. How long does it take now? How many cases per week? How many errors? Customer satisfaction, if relevant. Because without baseline, you can't prove ROI.
Phase 2, build safely, 60 to 120 days.
This is where companies either become adults or become headlines. Build safely means you're not just building the agent, you're building the guardrails around it. Here are the 5 basics. Number 1, least privilege. Give the agent the minimum access needed. Not admin, not everything, just what it needs for that workflow.
So the agent is like a new staff member. No keys to the whole building on day 1.
Yep, exactly. Number 2, approval dates. Certain actions should require a human click, like refunds above a threshold, changing sensitive customer details, granting access to systems, pricing changes. You decide the human approval line based on risk. Number 3, audit logs. You need a record of what the agent did, when it did it, why it did it, and what data it used. So if something goes wrong, you can trace it.
Because otherwise it's Steve did it, but nobody can prove what Steve did.
Exactly. Steve must leave receipts. Red team testing. This is basically, let's try to break it before customers do. You test tricky user inputs, prompt injection attempts, edge cases, weird scenarios like customer threatens lawsuit or 2 accounts with same name. Monitoring. You watch performance like you watch a new employee. Error rate, escalation rate, time saved, customer satisfaction, and you set alerts for unusual behavior.
So phase 2 is like training wheels plus supervision.
Yes, training wheels with cameras. Phase 3, scale with governance. Ongoing. Now, once phase 1 and 2 work, people get excited and want to scale fast. This is where governance saves you. Here's what scaling responsibly looks like. 1. AI incident response. You need to plan for what counts as an AI incident, who responds, how you roll back actions, how you communicate internally and externally, because "we'll figure it out" is not a strategy.
So like a fire drill, but for AI.
Exactly. 2. Vendor risk management. If you're using platforms or models, you need to evaluate data handling, security posture, reliability, pricing changes, lock-in risks, because you don't want your core workflow depending on a vendor that can't meet your compliance needs. Continuous evaluation. Agents can drift over time. Data changes, policies change, customer behavior changes. So you do periodic reviews, accuracy, safety, ROI.
So it's not set and forget, it's set and babysit.
Yes, set and manage. 4. Workforce plan, reskilling and role design. This is the human part. Scaling agents changes jobs. So you plan what tasks shrink, what tasks grow, how to reskill people, how to redesign roles so juniors still learn. If you ignore this, you get resistance, fear, and quiet sabotage.
If you are enjoying this, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so phase 3 is basically governance, safety, and people management. Or the whole thing collapses.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, good. That felt practical and not boring. All right, Peter, final audience question from Leo in Alaska. I saved this for last because it's very hilarious and perfect to end. Can we put the agent on the org chart? Asking because I want to be its manager.
Leo, you just cracked me up with that question. Of course you can, but then you have to do real management. Define its job, measure its output, control its permissions, review its mistakes, and improve it. So yes, manage agents like you manage employees. Clear role, clear metrics, clear accountability.
Yep. Okay, good. All right, everyone. If this episode helped you, hit like so more people can find it, and subscribe to stay with us for more real, practical conversations like this. Drop a comment. Are you excited, nervous, or skeptical about AI agents? And what's the first task you'd want an agent to handle? And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Share this with your boss, your coworkers, and that one friend who thinks AI is either magic or doom. See you next time. See you in the next episode.